I heard somebody ask you, can a person stop being a narcissist? And you shared something very powerful. You said, is very rare, and you tell me if I got this right, is you've never seen a situation in your experience that somebody has all of a sudden stopped being the way they are. No. Now, that doesn't mean that people might not have a moment in therapy, have a couple of good days, be a little bit more mindful about how they're apologizing about something. But this goes back to something you just shared, which is that you can't save this person. No. Why is that so important for people to understand?
Because you can't take responsibility for that. I mean, again, I am paid to work with people in a mental health capacity. And I don't think it's my responsibility to save them either. I think it's a therapist's responsibility to give people tools to live better, to address their acute distress so that they can manage their emotions even when they're not in that office with you, right? But it is no adult's responsibility to save another adult, least of all an adult that is harming them, right? And to take that responsibility on, that's an impossible task, because narcissism, like all antagonistic personality styles, is very rigid. It is not amenable to change. People with the healthier the personality, the more flexible it is. The more flexible it is, the more there can be some modification. So a person who might be a very agreeable, flexible person, but might need to work on some of their conscientiousness a bit, keep things a little tidier. They'll be like, okay, yeah, I need to do this. And they'll say, every so often I slip because I start getting distracted, but they'll give it a try non-defensively. They're like, okay, I'm going to have little labeled cabinets and I'm going to put my things away and I'm going to wake up a little earlier and I'm going to do my work. And they'll do it. And they'll say, oh, I messed up. And then they'll try again. That's what a person with a flexible personality. Still the personality brings us back to our baseline. That not very conscientious person is probably going to have a little bit of trouble with discipline all their lives, but will rise to the challenge if they have a healthier personality. The narcissistic personality is like cement. It is so rigid. So they don't think they need to change. If a person doesn't think they need to change and they think everyone else is to blame, where is the buy-in here? What do they need to change? In fact, they'll roll their eyes saying, oh my gosh, really? I have to listen to their feelings? Their feelings are dumb. What am I supposed to do with that person? Nothing. And so I think that people, though, we're back to the casino. We keep selling people this bad story of you can love people better. You can figure that pathway out. No, you can't. It's their responsibility to do this. But I have watched people sacrifice entire lifetimes trying.